Peace, 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 family. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful evening so far. My name is Keisha. I am the owner of A Way of Life. I am a career and business coach using astrology. And today I'm coming on here to do the weekly astrology for May 9th to the 15th. It's a Mercury retrograde week, but we've been in shadow since what? I want to say since mid-April, and so a lot of the same themes are going to come up and repeat themselves in many different ways, or we'll just have some opportunities to revisit some old stuff. We'll start the week off right where we left off last week with the moon in Leo, but from about 5:30 until 3:30, from 5:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. We'll have the moon void, which is going to add to the retrograde energy. And I talk about moon voids every week. A moon void, of course, is just like when the moon can't be seen in the sky, and that kind of comes through like a retrograde energy. And so what I would typically tell people to do is try not to plan anything between 5:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. But because I know we're all like humans living real lives down here on earth, that's not always something that's possible, right? People got to go to work, people got stuff to do. And so typically what I'll say is, if it's something that you can't do, like relax or sleep through it, or not really make any major decisions during this time, is to know that you'll probably have to repeat it again and or feel really sleepy, like a lack of energy from the moon being void. Anytime you can relax or do some introspection or reflecting is the best way to spend those times. But just like a Mercury retrograde, dude, like, we have stuff to do. We can't just stop living our lives because there's a retrograde in place. So just know that the energy might feel really like heavy, like you'll feel sleepy. Family, please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notifications bell so that you can be notified every time we go live. We would love to have you as a part of the crew, and we appreciate you in advance. So, now Monday the moon will move into Virgo after 3:30. Virgo's very practical, analytical, critical energy. It rules the 6th house, and so this is definitely like your daily work routines, your daily work environment. Whether you're working from home now, because that's a thing, right? A lot of people have that opportunity now, thank God. And God bless the ones that do. Even if you started like a little side hustle, you're probably able to do a lot more stuff or work stuff from home. And so this will be about getting really organized, or what I'd like to say is your feng shui. How can you feng shui your home or your work environment to bring in some peace and tranquility? Some people do it for money. I don't know what you do or don't know about feng shui, but it's really about organizing your room in such a way where it brings in good energy. But then you could do it for good energy for specific things as well. So it's a great time to do that on Monday. Or maybe even perhaps this is something that you need to do, right? This could also be things around work coming up, being reevaluated. I wonder if we'd hear something in the news about work. I haven't heard anything for quite some time now, because the moon on a global scale, the moon rules the people. And if Virgo is about work and it also rules health, I wonder if some COVID stuff is coming out. I know they dropped a lot of the COVID restrictions, especially with travel. I think it's like 20% or 20 countries, something like that. So I wonder if this is going to be announcements on a global scale about work things opening up a lot more if they haven't already. And maybe even health restrictions around COVID with work. That'll be interesting to see. This is also obviously a really good time to just, go get a checkup. Or, checking in on your health. This doesn't actually have to be a checkup by way of going to the doctors. This literally can be natural things. So this is like your nutrients, supplements, those types of things there, where maybe you have a daily routine where you're doing that. Or it could be around exercising, or whatever health regimen you have that you do. This is a great time to implement that in some way, shape, or form, or you're thinking about it, or considering considering doing these things at this time. And there's no other transits on Monday. And so Tuesday, Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Gemini. And if you've listened to my monthlies by now, you've definitely heard me speak about the retrograde. I'll also be doing a video specifically on the Mercury retrograde, just to give more information, mostly global. I try to do it from all different aspects because it just helps give more pieces to the puzzle. I actually prefer to do the general horoscopes more than the personal, because you already know who you are. And I think sometimes if you listen to the general horoscopes or astrology, you can get a pretty damn good idea about where and what part of your life these things could be showing up for you, right? But I know people prefer the personal astrology. I just think you learn so much more through the general astrology, unless you're really trying to study astrology, to not even to do it, to do readings, but your own personal time to get to know yourself. That's really, for me, the only time I think it's important, but that's just me. That's my personal opinion. Alright, so Tuesday, Mercury goes retrograde. Gemini rules information, news, communication, your devices, social media, sales, marketing, vocation, learning, studying, your hands, doing things with your hands. This could be walking, running, riding a bike, any kind of transportation. Anything with wheels is ruled by Gemini. Short distance trips, or this could be public transportation, deliveries, running errands, things of that nature are all going to be wonky. It's just a great time. It's a great time. So communication with siblings, neighbors, and again, doing things in your community, which I tend to relate to errands and deliveries and, those day-to-day things that you do. But literally, this could be, whatever it is for you. And so just like double check everything. Try to be super cognizant and mindful of your devices over water, around water, or just dropping them. And then you got the typical that they'll probably be disturbed in some kind of way. This is when you get a lot of issues with your devices and social media and things like that. So, I can almost guarantee that these things are going to show up in some way, shape, or form. It never fails. Exes coming back, old situations coming up around siblings, cousins, and neighbors. All the fun. Can't freaking wait. I'm trying to think of what else it could be. Writing, learning, studying. Yeah. All right. So you want to pay attention to what's coming up now, because you'll be working on it until October, because Mars will go into Gemini. Mars will go into Gemini August until October, and I think it'll even go retrograde. It's going to be, it goes retrograde in October, but it's a 6-month transit, so it'll be there until August. It'll go retrograde sometime in October. It'll come out, I think, the end of the year, and go direct until maybe January, February. And so this is going to be a big deal. I think whatever's coming up, you'll have to revisit it in some way, shape, or form. So be mindful of what's coming up now, because you'll definitely be revisiting it in some way. Mercury will be retrograde until June 3rd, but it'll only be retrograde in Gemini until May 22nd. And then from May 23rd until June 3rd, it'll be retrograde in the sign of Taurus, which is where Mercury currently is right now. And so you can go check out my Mercury and Taurus video to see what's coming up for you at this time, just to refresh your mind. To know what has been coming up and since when has it been in Taurus. And again, more pieces to the puzzle. You'll pretty much see all those themes coming up, or have to repeat them in some way, shape, or form. Don't sign any contracts, make major decisions unless they have something to do with the past. I don't see this retrograde as a bad retrograde, sincerely. Simply because we've already been through so many difficult transits at this point. And because it only lasts for the short period of time that it does and then moves into Taurus, I just feel like this is a more supporting retrograde than it is a disruptive one. And so I would say, if you have anything that you have been wanting to do, thinking about doing, maybe something that came up that you didn't have the opportunity to take advantage of for one reason or another, this would be the time to tackle those. Even if it's just reconsidering, rethinking, redoing, and not actually making a decision until June 3rd, that's fine too. But anything from the past, in my humble opinion, is a go. And then Jupiter moves into Aries, giving you a glimpse of what's to expect next year when Jupiter enters Aries officially. So Jupiter will be in Aries from May 11th, 10th until October. And then it'll go back into Pisces. And so for this 6-month period of time, you'll have the opportunity to see what you'll be asked to work on next year when Jupiter officially moves into Aries, which is the end of December. And I'll be doing a video on that as well, so stay tuned for that. But you could definitely go back to my horoscopes for the yearly 2022, where I talked about that energy in great detail. So this will be a Jupiter, a new Jupiter cycle of 12 years. It brings optimism and opportunities. You'll be attracting more opportunities, growth, travel, education, and some kind of philosophy or new beliefs here. Even maybe a spiritual practice. It's going to be a completely different energy from Pisces, boy. I talk about a fucking wake-up call. I mean, literally, you ever been in one of those dreams, one of those sleeps where you wake up and you're like, oh shit, am I late? Did I wake up too late? Like, this is how this energy is going to be, because, you know, Pisces is like rocks your ass to sleep. The energy is a lot more slower, flowy, even, you know. Aries is a freaking fire sign. It's like, pew! You know, it wants to go and get there fast and get things done without any questions asked, and like, hello. Good God Almighty, I don't know if I'm really looking forward to it, to be honest with you, but it'll definitely be good for you know, if you've had any opportunities come up and maybe they were, I don't want to say finicky or unreliable, or just like you second guessed them, or people were showing up but not, well, people were making promises and not following through on things. Like, that energy will definitely be over with. That much I can say for sure with the Aries energy, but we'll see. And then Wednesday, the moon in Virgo, still in Virgo, and the sun is also in an earth sign, which is Taurus, making this a comfortable, easygoing day. So it's just going to be one of those days that flow very well, a peaceful day. Get organized with the, you can have the opportunity to get organized with the past for sure. Even with the moon, there could be some family reunions, get-togethers, reminiscing, chatting, checking in, and, you know, things of that nature. The moon is going to oppose Neptune. Neptune still being in Pisces, so there could be some misunderstandings, confusion, lack of clarity when it comes to others, especially around the communication now, right? Now that Gemini is retrograde. So communication is on the fritz, and Neptune on a lower vibration is on the fritz. It's like trying to have a conversation and you high as fuck. It's like, yeah, it's really just not going to work out. How about this? How about we have this conversation after June 3rd? Maybe even May 22nd, because Taurus and Gemini are retrograde. I don't think it's going to be that bad, honestly. I really, really don't. But on the higher vibration, it's definitely going to give you the energy again to work on things like maybe any past visions, deja vu, dreams, downloads, spiritual intuition, faith, addictions. If there was a retreat or some kind of travel, especially by water, or mental stuckness, or like, I mean, it could be mental fogginess too, but, you know, just like stuck in a rut when it comes to your ideas and things of that nature. I feel like, again, you'll be given the opportunity to revisit those things and work on them and really focus on how you want to move forward with that. And then you'll have the opportunity to ground it in something earthy with that Mercury and Taurus energy, which is really, I don't even think that I could find a word to describe how amazing that kind of opportunity is. It does not come up often, especially at a time like this when we have like some of the most powerful transits that we've had in a really, really, really long time. Like, I don't know, man. This is it's kind of one of those things where it's like it's fucked up, but it's fucking awesome, you know? Yeah. Okay, and then Thursday, the moon moves into Libra. And Libra wants balance, harmony, peace. And then the moon will be in harmony with Mercury, retrograde, and Gemini. I actually really like this because we had that Libra full moon mid-April, or like late to mid-April. No, it was about mid-April. And I would go back to that video as well and listen. Although those things might still very well be very prominent in your life of whatever would happen with you with that. But Libra is about relationships, marriage, business partnerships, really all relationships, contracts, agreements, any kind of mentorship, legal matters, counseling, especially marriage counseling, anything around those things that have come up during that full moon that got activated. I think you're really, again, going to have that opportunity to finalize it. So revisit, rethink, redo, reconsider, recommunicate whatever it was that was coming up around that time for you. And then again, you'll have that Mercury and Taurus to really ground those final decisions and start to move forward with that. Right with the freaking Jupiter and Aries stuff. So like this is gonna be, especially for the people who really like you really fuck with astrology and you know what you're doing and you're really trying to do better, be better, and manifest change in your life. Meaning, if you have to get counseling, you're actually doing that. If you need to know more about yourself, you're actually studying astrology. Have a mentor, taking a course, whatever it takes. And if it's not even around those things and it's like around perhaps a business or something that you're starting, or a new job or career move or change or something like that, I mean, to have this opportunity with this energy right here. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. This is the new year. Next year is going to be off the fucking Richter scale exciting. Like, probably one of the most happiest times that we've had. Now, granted, we've got some really disruptive other transits coming up that I'm just going to be honest with you guys, like, nobody's going to like it. But with this right here, if you're starting right here, right now with this energy and changing your life and your financial situation, you absolutely will not fail. Like, just period. That's how I truly feel about this energy. It's going to be amazing. Yeah, so old conversations, any old writing projects you have, reflecting on old projects, all those things are going to be just, you'll have the opportunity to really finalize some decisions around those things. And then Friday, the moon in Libra will be in harmony with Saturn in Aquarius. This is more stable, secure, and working on things from the past. Another really great opportunity because Saturn rules. Aquarius is the age that we're in. And Saturn is all about lessons and things that, to help us really get structured. I mean, I feel like most people fear Saturn, and don't get me wrong, like, I don't want to sell anybody cupcakes because Saturn can be a real tough energy. But once you learn how to master, all Saturn wants you to do is master accountability for the things that you want in your life. So say you want to be I don't know, let's just say somebody famous, a public figure or something like that. Saturn's going to be like, well, show me. What work are you doing every single day, bit by bit? It doesn't have to be about overexertion. I actually don't think that Saturn is an overexerted energy as much as like a Aries or a Virgo. Those motherfuckers are workaholics. Saturn works, don't get me wrong. You wouldn't see that they weren't unless you were in their life every day, but they're structured about their overexertion, which means it includes time off. And that's what makes the difference. Not only that, it's long-term planning. So yeah, they're working their ass off throughout this time, but in the long term, they also are planning for retirement so that they don't have to work at all, right? And I feel like those are the things that this country has kind of taken from us, that Saturn has been giving us since 2020. The greatest opportunity to learn, realize, rethink, consider, and implement in our lives in a major way. And that's why work has changed so drastically, because Saturn rules, well, modern Saturn. Well, let's just stay with that. Saturn rules the 10th house, right? Which is all about your mission and purpose in this lifetime. It is your career, business area of life. And on the opposite of Capricorn is Cancer, and this is all about legacy building and passing things down from generation to generation, right? And so as you build within that Saturn energy, you ultimately build for the future. And that's what Saturn wants you to do, right?
A lot of fish.
Sorry, that's my son. He's talking in his sleep. And so that's what Saturn wants you to do, is to build something for the future, for your family. Okay. Did I lose my spot? Okay. So this could be a lot of business meetings, reassessing your relationships with others, and wrapping up and tying up any loose ends. I'd even say setting and planning and preparing for future events, like also business meetings, check-ins, counseling, whatever that is for you, or mentorship. Because it's like your clientele. So say like you're a coach, but in any field, you still have to meet up every so often to work on whatever it is your goal is with that person, right? So even if it's like in a relationship and there is no counseling, it's like you guys come to terms with like, all right, so this is our new plan. This is what we're going to do because we want to build this, and we'll meet every third Thursday to just check in and see where we're at with things. This is that kind of energy. So also, future planning and preparation for those types of things. Okay. So Saturn, wait a minute. Okay, so Saturday, the moon moves into Scorpio. Now, Scorpio's a little bit more, wants to be introspective, spend some time alone. Again, more counseling can be done here, or there's deep soul searching or researching. Or if it's not counseling, you're working through your psychological conditioning here, or your money, your big money. This is long money, so taxes, insurances, debt, other people's money, people you owe money, and people who owe you money. So these are like bills and SSI and DTA, all those kind of things there, right? Or you're studying esoteric knowledge or the divinations. That's tarot, astrology, palmistry, numerology, intuitive, all psychic, all those things there, right? And so this is when you go, it's like a mini dark night of the soul. But since we're coming up here to the lunar eclipse, we're really going to have a dark night of the soul. I actually think this eclipse is going to be very heavy, but not like in a bad way. I don't want to scare people. I do want you to be prepared, but I don't want you to be scared, right? So there are no other aspects Saturday. And then Sunday is the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. So anything that has been hidden will be revealed. And then it will trine Saturn, which is your partnerships, contracts, personal relationships, could be tested. Some people might break up because of this. I feel like the dream or visions that you've been manifesting, the ideas, there's going to be some kind of light shed on those things. Maybe there needs to be some more revision, rethinking, reconsidering, redoing, revising, or maybe there's something there that's not realistic. Maybe it is realistic, but it's just going to take a little bit more time. That things might slow down. It's a retrograde, or you're going to be expected to heal just a little bit more, or close a chapter. Maybe perhaps there's something that you're still holding on to that you are finding it extremely hard to let go of. This Scorpio full moon is going to highlight that, and 9 times out of 10, because you probably already can't see it, maybe you can feel it, but you don't know exactly what it is. I just feel like it's going to be super uncomfortable. Whatever it is, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, because that's just like what this energy wants you to do, right? I mean, there is some positivity here. It could be a lot of ideas where, again, you are going to have the narrow focus to block everything out and dive into your path, your skill, your talents, and perfect those things. Or you're going to have the ability to be super compassionate for others who are going through breakups, or any of these things that really comes with this energy. It could be death, okay? People transitioning. I did talk about this in my yearly videos, where I feel like there are going to be a lot of people that pass out of nowhere, seemingly. I think that's a really ignorant statement. You should have some idea that somebody's not well or something, but a lot of souls that are not ready for this new worlds that we are about to embark on, and they are going to fall apart with this energy and the things that come to light. Like, it is going to be one of those kind of wake-up calls that shake you out your reality, and you see the truth now, and it's like, oh shit, like I can literally never go back to doing things the way that I was, because it wasn't true. And not everybody's really ready for that. You know, some people are super comfortable living in this fake world, right? This 3D reality that's made up. And you know, those people are going to fall apart. And ultimately, this is about learning the lesson of listening to your intuition, tapping into that inner self. I don't know. I mean, it's gonna, no, I can't. I don't want to sugarcoat it. It's gonna be a difficult, it's going to be difficult. Whatever this is that comes up for you, it's going to be one of those things where it's going to shock you, but ultimately it's going to get you to the right side of the road. Always, it's about getting you to the right side of the road. And so it'll be interesting to see what other people got going on and coming up for them at this time. Overall, I think once we finish this Taurus, Scorpio, I believe we go into Aries, Libra. And again, with that Jupiter and Aries, even though it can be just as equally as disruptive, I still feel like this is going to be some of the most best times that we've had in a really, really, really long time. So anywho, because y'all know I can talk about this stuff all day, I'm going to give you the rest of your day back. Family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.